Today I'm going to show you how we can print and cut with a Cricut Maker 4 using 11 by 17 paper. This is the coolest hack that I have discovered, and I think that you are going to love this. Now the project that we are going to be making is this really cool shadow box. Do you see that depth there? I know that you have seen tons of shadow boxes that have rolled flowers and such, but what about taking our own picture and adding a little bit of depth to the picture, also some vinyl, and we are only going to use one piece of paper. Now the other supplies that you are going to need for today's project is some foam tape. This right here is going to be necessary to build the depth with our pictures. Obviously, you are going to need some vinyl and some transfer tape if you wanted to go that route. You could leave the front of this completely naked if you wanted and just have the picture because it's beautiful as it is. But again, you could just have this right here if you wanted to add it on there. Grabbing yourself some scissors would definitely help as well. But outside of that, that is all the supplies that you are going to need. All right, so first things first, what we need to do is we need to do a little bit of design work. So what I'm going to do is head over into Canva, where we do the design work in Canva, and I will show you how we upload it into Cricut Design Space and how in the world do you do an 11 by 17 print with a Cricut Maker 4. Let's go. All right, so before we get started into the design process, what I need you to do is take out the shadow box that you are going to be using, and we need to take a measurement. Now, mine particular is going to be an 8-inch shadow box. However, if you wanted a larger shadow box, you totally could, because we are going to be doing a large print and cut project. Totally could make this larger. Now, the measurement that you are going to want to take is going to be the original cardboard that they include with your shadow box. Don't do frame to frame. You want to make sure that you are able to slide this right on in. So taking the measurement of your cardboard. Now for mine, if you got the same exact shadow box that I linked in the video, this right here is an 8-inch box. However, this right here is going to be 7.8 inches squared. That is very, very important, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to come over here into custom sizes, and in the inches, what you're going to put is 7.8 inches by 7.8 inches. Then what you're going to do is you're going to press Create Design. Now at this point in time, what you want to do is find the picture that you are going to want to use for today's project. So I am just going to open up my downloads folder, and I'm going to insert this picture right here of my kiddos on Christmas. Where'd it go? Now it's over here in the uploads, so I'm just going to click on uploads, and here is the picture. Oh my goodness. The reason why I am redoing this project with you today is because I feel like I need a little bit of more depth. There clearly is not enough depth in this picture, and my foam glue things that I use won't allow me to remove this without ruining the picture, so I got to do it again. So at this point in time, what you want to do is make this larger and fill up the white square, because you want your entire shadow box to be the actual picture that you're using. Now, the one thing that I love about Canva is that not only is this a really cool and useful tool for any type of design work, but it also is a photo editing system. So if you needed to do any type of photo edits, what you can do is you can come over here into Edit and then press Adjust. Now at this point in time, what you can do is start editing your picture, or if you really only wanted to edit, let's say the foreground or maybe even the background, you can come up here into the select area, and we can just slide this over. Do you see how they have foreground and background? Let me just check that foreground. See how it just highlighted the kiddos? Now at this point in time, what I can do is I can just edit the actual picture, and it's only going to edit the kiddos. It's not going to edit anything else. Awesome. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into background, and I actually want to try and make this a little bit like not as sharp, you know, like make the background just a little blurry. So it really does highlight these kids. Look at this right here. Do we love the way that this looks? I think having the background be a little hazy compared to the crispness of the kids is definitely going to make this project like stand out tenfold. All right, when you are done with your photo edits, all you would need to do is press the X button. And if you wanted to continue adjusting where we're putting the kids, then you can totally do that at this time. I'm just going to draw this down just a little bit just to hug my box. That's totally optional. You did not need to do that. Then what I'm going to do, now that I have that, is I'm going to Command D, which is duplicate. We are going to print and cut one actual picture just the way it stands. However, for the second one, what we want to do is we will actually need to isolate the kiddos in this, okay? So what we're going to do is click this, and we are going to come up here to remove background. Now, unfortunately, this is a Canva Pro feature. If you do not pay for Canva Pro, I personally strongly suggest you doing it. The reason why I'm doing all of this project within Canva is because I actually like using Canva a lot more than Cricut Design Space. It's going to be really easy just to upload and put it over into Cricut Design Space and then just press cut. Versus if I tried to do all of this over in Cricut Design Space, it would take a lot longer. Also, I don't pay for Cricut Access. I don't know if I mentioned that already. Cricut Access, if you pay for it, you'll be able to do the remove background within Cricut Design Space, but I don't pay for Cricut Access, so I don't get that ability. So because I'm already using and paying for Canva Pro, that's where I am going to go. Now, there is another option to this. If you wanted to, you could go to remove.bg, upload your image here, and I'll just show you how to do that. And then it is going to remove the background for you, and you can download this and then upload it into Canva. The problem with this is the free version of this right here. The BG Remover app that's in Canva is the same exact app that's over here at the remove.bg. The difference between the two is the quality that you're going to be able to save this at on the free side is going to be very pixelated and not that good quality. If you wanted to stay all within here, this crispiness that you see here, it's going to be like that forever. So this is why I would just suggest you stay within Canva. Also, quit paying for Cricut Access if you are, because I just think that there's other things that we could be spending our money on that would give you so much more with your crafting. Okay, so now at this point, what I would love for you to do is take your box and I want you to hug your image. Okay, this is actually going to be really important for resizing in later. Okay, so we're just going to hug everything around. There we go. Just make sure you don't cut off your people. We're just going to hug, hug, hug. Awesome. Okay, now at this point, if you wanted the vinyl lettering that I have in my shadow box that now you really can't see, what you can do is you can do that now. And I feel like there's a lot more font options with Canva Pro than there is even in Cricut Access, plus it's a lot easier to do. So what I'm going to do is come back over into my first page. The reason why I'm doing that instead of coming over here is because we've removed a bunch of background, right? I'm not entirely sure. Originally, when I was creating this project, I was thinking maybe I wanted to do gray because there's a lot of gray here for the kids. But when I set up my font, I realized that gray would not work with this picture because it would blend in too much with the background. So I ended up choosing white. So let's just go into the page one, and you can press T on your text box on your keyboard, and that's going to bring up a new text box. Now at this point in time, you can choose to put, if you wanted to put, you know, the world is your oyster, you can put whatever you want in there. However, I am going to put children are the keys of paradise. Now, whatever you do if you're going to continue using Canva after today, please, please, please never use the Canva Sans font. It is a basic font and we just don't want to use that. So what we're going to do is we're going to find a really fun font. So we're going to come over here. Now, if you've already used the remove background feature, you do have Canva Pro. That means that you have access to every single font that Canva has to offer, and there's thousands. You honestly could just be here all day trying to choose a font, because in my opinion, choosing a font is the hardest that anyone can do. Now, I am going to use this Beth Ellen font because that's the same font that I used originally, and I really like it. Now, just to show you why this is so crucial is, again, I did choose this gray font right here, and I had it being placed right here. Do you see how like you really can't see the font? And I was like, ooh, I want people to be able to read what is on my shadow box when I have it together. So then I decided to change it to white, and see how now all of a sudden you can totally read that. By the time you get done assembling all of this, this is exactly what you're going to be able to see. So if you can't read your font with like right here, then you're not going to be able to read it later is if you're going to be using that color. Okay, I have this like variety pack of value vinyl from Cricut. I actually don't mind it, which is quite surprising because I really generally don't like Cricut branded materials, but this value vinyl is actually fine. But there's like a huge rainbow full of selections, and I tried to choose a bunch of them. The only one that would actually look good, match, and then also be legible was going to be the white. So I did choose white. Now, if you wanted, I'm going to put it over here at the bottom left. However, let's say you wanted it like up here in the middle. Again, we just want to size this. Let's go put this in the middle, right here. If you wanted it like this, you totally could, okay? But if you wanted to like resize this, whatever size, readjust this text, whatever size you want to have it readjusted, okay? Once you are happy with the size of your font box that you have there, what I want you to do is come over here and add a page, go back over into page 1, take this, and we are going to click and drag to page 3. Now, it will look like, if you chose white, it will look like it disappeared. Trust me, it did not. You're just going to trust the fact, I'm going to put it right here in the middle, trust the fact that it's going to be there, okay? All right, now at this point in time, we are ready to export this. All the design work and everything is completely done. That's how easy it is to use this software, all right? So at this point in time, what you want to do is press share and then download. I am going to download all 3 pages, and then we're going to press download. Some computers make you do this box right here. I know this computer that I'm working on, it makes me always save things. However, my laptop, it just automatically saves to my computer. I don't know how to fix that, but now all you want to do is just press save. All right, we are going to go into my downloads folder and open up that zip file of all 3 of those things that we just saved, okay? Now what we want to do is go into Cricut Design Space. There is my finished product, but let's just delete that. And what you want to do at this point, let's just pretend that you are over here in the Cricut home space, okay? You are going to want to press New Project, which will bring up a new canvas that will look something like this. All right, now what we have to do is upload our images. Oh, you know what? I forgot one thing. I am so sorry. Let's go back into Cricut Canva. There was one important thing that I actually forgot to click. Oh my gosh, I'm such a bonehead. Go into share, download, click this transparent background because we need that. It is unfortunately that we are going to need that because we don't have the remove background tool over in Cricut Design Space, right? So now press download. Oh my goodness. Again, bonehead move. All right, resaving this to my computer, and I am going to upload or open up that zip file. All right, and to just double check to make sure that you have opened up the correct file. If you were to double click on this one right here, you are going to see that it's black And then we have the kids, right? The background is all black. That means that there's no background here. So make sure when we upload these into Cricut Design Space, you are uploading the ones that have no background to it, okay? So then I am going to exit out of that. Now let's go back into Cricut Design Space. I'm so glad I remembered to do that, but what a bonehead move. Okay, we're gonna come over here into upload and then upload image. And we are gonna find that downloaded file, and we'll just work with the very first one. So we're gonna take this one and we're gonna drag and drop it into Cricut Design Space. It will say that it is a large image. Hopefully it doesn't take a very long time. I feel like Cricut does move a little slow when we do really nice pictures, but eventually it will load up. You just have to give it some grace because it does take a while. Once you have it upload into Cricut Design Space, you just wanna press apply, and we are gonna come over here into flat graphic and then press continue. You can rename this file if you want, or just press upload. It's gonna say that it's gonna take a minute because it is a large picture. Again, give it some grace. Awesome. Then what we're going to do is we are gonna press upload again and then upload image. Finding that downloaded or the unzipped file, we are going to take our second one and drag it into Cricut Design Space. We're gonna press continue. You should be able to see the checkered background. We already double checked that. Remember when we double clicked and opened it up and we saw the gray? That means that we didn't have a background. So we're gonna press apply and continue. We are gonna do flat graphic and press continue. Rename this if you want, or press continue again. And for the one last time, we are gonna come over here into upload image, go back to that zip file that we have, and we are gonna drag and drop our last and final download into Cricut Design Space. It will look like nothing's there. Trust the process. If you chose white. If you chose a different color, it's gonna upload to whatever color you saved it to, but because I did white, you can't see anything. Once I press continue, again, you can't see anything. You can see a little bit, like if we were to zoom in on this, come on. Won't let me zoom. Okay, come on. Geez. Okay, when you zoom in, you can see that something's there. You also can see that checkered background. Perfect. We are good to go. All right. So apply and continue. Now for this one, we do not want to make this a print and cut project. We actually want to cut this out on vinyl. I mean, I guess you could print then cut this, but I honestly think that it would be a pain in the butt to glue this onto anything because it is so teeny. And why make your life harder? I mean, I'm someone who doesn't even like to play with vinyl, and I'm playing with vinyl. So just do a single layer. We are going to cut this out on vinyl. Now what you're going to do is press continue. You can rename this if you want, and then just press upload. All right, so now at this point, what we want to do, once everything is loaded in there, okay, this right here is super big, 13.8 inches. However, we do know that when we sized this originally over in Canva, that we had already done the measurements, right? The file size, if you come up here to file, remember, if you've already forgotten, if you're like, oh my gosh, Ashley, I cannot remember what size I made my thing, go back up into file and see this number right here, 7.8 inches. That's what we want to make our file. So we're gonna go back into Cricut Design Space, select everything. Select everything, trust me, okay? Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna come up here and double click, and we're gonna do 7.8 or whatever size you had for Cricut Design Space, and just press enter. Now at this point in time, everything should be sized appropriately. We got, see how this picture just like fits. What is going on? Do you see that? What is going on with my Cricut Design Space? Hello. Let's try this again. Does it fit? I'm not entirely sure what is going on with my Cricut Design Space, but it does fit. Eventually it will fit in there. It fits. Okay, and then with this one, if we drag this in here, I don't know, for whatever reason, this did not get sized appropriately. If you want, you can continue, like you can do exactly what we did earlier and put it in here, or you can go back into Canva because clearly Cricut did me dirty. We are going to go back into page 3, click on our thing, our text box, go into position, and here is the size of that. So we determined that the width of this is 3.48 inches. So we'll go back into Cricut Design Space and we'll do the width at 3.48 inches. All right, there it is right there. Now it automatically changes it over to black. If you want, you can come up here into the black and we are going to do white. You don't technically have to do that because whatever you put inside your Cricut when you cut it is what the color is going to be. That was just an optional thing. But if you're somebody that needs to be able to see what exactly is going to be your final product, then make sure and change your font color over. And my friends, that is it. Design process is done. However, how in the world do you do a print and cut on 11 by 17 sheet of paper? We are going to come up here into my name. It should be your name. Okay? Press down that little caret button. We're going to come over here into settings. And then we are going to come over here into load type. Now, what you want to do is on the print and cut image, do you see how I am set to 11 by 17 already? If I were to click on 8.5 by 11 and then press done, do you see how we have this exclamation mark? That's because technically you can't print and cut this picture. It is too large for a standard letter size. But what we could do is by clicking that caret, coming over here into settings, going into load type, coming down here to 11 by 17, and then press done. You want to make sure and press done. What happens here is now all of a sudden that exclamation mark goes away because now we can print on the large 11 by 17 sheets of paper. That easy. It's so quick, so easy. However, make sure that like the next time you go to do a print and cut project, if you were only wanting to use 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper, then make sure to go back in there and switch it over into letter size, just so you're not constantly having to do, workarounds later in the setup process, okay? All right, now at this point, also I would love to mention that every single time I've done a print and cut project with a photo, I always get the yellow exclamation mark, which says that it is low resolution. However, just to show you, that same picture that is up on the computer screen is exactly the one that I've printed here. And you'll see it again because I have to print it again and cut it. But does that look low resolution to you? I don't think it does. So while Cricut says this is low resolution, I think it's fine. Honestly, if I were to make this a higher resolution, the software would start bugging out even more, which is quite annoying. So I'm just going to leave it the way that it is. All right, now at this point, what you want to do is press make. And then before we do anything further, what you want to do is you want to get a piece of your 11 by 17 paper and put it into your printer. Now I am using high quality glossy cardstock. This right here, I just have been using a lot of it, like my Valentine's Day stuff I use this for. It's so beautiful, so pretty, and prints so well. Technically you could use like just plain like matte cardstock for like photo matte cardstock if you wanted, but I am going to use the glossy stuff just because I love the way that this paper prints and makes everything look amazing. All right, I'm going to put this inside my printer. Okay, and then what we are going to do is yes. Am I connected to my Cricut? Come up here. Yes, I am connected. Just wanted to make sure. And then what we're going to do, oh, wait, you know what? Hold on. Before we do anything further, because Cricut does love to crash on me, I'm going to press cancel and I am going to save this because God forbid that we have another issue with Cricut. All right. I also do suggest you save your work too, just because I would hate for you to get this far and then something happened to Cricut and now you have to go all back to resizing and everything else like that. What a pain would that be? Anyways, at this point in time, you want to have your Cricut on and connected, and we are going to press continue. Now we have to send this to the printer. I'm going to open up my system dialog box because I'm printing on high quality paper with gloss. I need to make sure that my print settings are good. So we're just going to press print. The system dialog box, now it used to go in the back and you'd have to go find it. Now it comes in the front. Thank goodness. All right, so we're printing on 11 by 17 paper. We're going to come down here into media quality, and I'm going to do media type on photo paper, and I'm going to do the best quality. The reason why is because I want this to look really good. And if you do like a normal quality, the print, in my opinion, I feel like the best quality especially for photos is the way to go, okay? At this point in time, all you need to do is press print, and we're gonna wait for that thing to get done printing. Now you're gonna get this box that pops up. To be honest with you, I feel like they could be like a do not remind me because it pops up every single time, and I don't need to be reminded, but it does like to remind me every time. But we are going to press done. I will show you how to load this into your Cricut. For the cardstock photo paper that I am using for today's project, I am just going to be using the medium cardstock setting. This is set to 80 pounds, and what I have here is 72 pounds, so it's going to cut. Now, when you do a large print and cut that's 11 by 17, you are going to need a 24-inch Cricut mat because a standard 12-inch Cricut mat will not do this large of a print and cut. So just make sure that you have a 24-inch Cricut mat on hand. Okay, look at the print quality. I mean, this right here is going to be one really large print and cut. And just to show you what a standard print and cut looks like, I have just a basic letter sheet right here. I'm just going to put it straight up onto the 11 by 17. We just increased our print and cut size by a ton. So not only would I've never been able to cut out this square right here on this sheet of paper, but now instead of needing multiples of these, we just have one. This thing right here is absolutely the coolest little, and it's not even a hack, it's just a hidden feature that Cricut Design Space has. But oh my goodness, I can't believe that we are now going to be able to do huge print and cuts. This is amazing. All right, so what you want to do is this little area box right here that has this caret needs to go into the top left corner of your Cricut mat. I'm going to load this in upside down, just trust me, because I do not want to fight all the stickiness of the large. This is a brand new 24-inch mat, and brand new Cricut mats are not my best friend. I have to tell you, because they're so sticky. So I'm going to do it upside down, and that way I don't have to fight the rest of the mat. All right, so I'm going to lay that in there. I am barely going to put any type of pressure on my paper because, again, this mat is sticky. It's brand new, so sticky that I don't want to tear my paper when I try to get it off of the mat. All right, at this point in time, all you need to do is add this into your Cricut Maker 4. Well, I'm using a Cricut Maker 4. If you have a different Cricut, this will work for like the Cricut Explorers. I don't think that this would work on a Cricut Joy XL or whatever it is that they have. But the Explorers and the Airs, it works on. All right, we're just going to press the play button at the top of the machine, and we are going to let this thing do its reading, cutting, and everything. It's so loud right now. Okay. And then what you are going to want, since we are prepping for everything, you should have all of your supplies pulled out. I mean, there isn't a whole lot of supplies, but you should have your supplies pulled out. We are just going to use foam tape, some scissors, and then we need transfer tape, and then just a little bit of vinyl. I'm going to use a smaller Cricut mat, because I don't need such a big Cricut mat to do the vinyl. Here it goes. It's going to start cutting. Okay, with the value vinyl, I like the value vinyl. However, The only thing that I don't like about it is it's kind of hard to tell what side is the cutting side and what side is the not cutting side, okay? So all I'm going to do is take my weeding tool pick, and I am just going to try and bring up a corner. Okay, so there's two pieces to this. There is going to be this like opaque sheet that's right here, and then a sticky sheet that's right here. For adhesive vinyl, that's what we're using today. We're not using the heat transfer vinyl, we're using the adhesive. What you want is that adhesive side needs to be facing down, okay? So this right here is what I need to cut out. This is the adhesive down here. It needs to go towards your mat. All right, so again, this is that opaque sheet needs to be the first thing that touches your mat, okay? So I'm going to put that in the top left corner of my Cricut mat. This is a light grit, and that's actually not even a Cricut branded mat. It's one of these Nakapas? I don't know. All right, let's eject our print and cut project. It's done, and I will show you that it's amazing. We are going to insert this right here. We are going to select value vinyl because that's what I'm using. And I am going to insert this into the Cricut Maker 4. That's going to do its cuts. While we wait for that, because this is a brand new Cricut mat, what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll this over. I'm going to let gravity help me here. And I am going to roll away my cutout and also my cardstock. Oop, let's press play on the Cricut, and then we'll continue rolling. All right, we got the cutout. We have the cutout. We have the cutout off of the Cricut mat. And then I'm just going to continue rolling the Cricut mat away from the rest of my cutout. And you know how sometimes when people use brand new Cricut mats and your paper starts to shred and stick to the top of your mat, and then it's like, oh my gosh, what, like you're regretting all of your life choices at that point? I do every single time. This is how you're going to avoid that, because now the only thing that's left is going to be the inside cutouts of my kids cutout. Okay, so like everything that's like right here in these little areas, that's what's left over. At that point in time, you can take a spatula and just like spatula them off. But we have this and this, no issues on the print and cut portion. Perfectly cut out without any issues. Outside of, I did notice that the golf club, so my golf club that's right here, you're gonna be able to see it right here better. See that? It looks like that was like too fine of a cut, so it did shred there. That's fine. I'm just gonna take my scissors and I'm going to just trim off those like extra hairs, just because I don't want you to think, you know, be able to see that. No one will know that portion got a little janky in a cut. All right. I've trimmed off the little extra hairs. You're going to be able to see it better this way. I trimmed off the little extra hairs, and you can still see that it looks really good on this side. So obviously, small little thin hairs, I mean, that's really thin, okay? This is done cutting, so we're going to eject that. Now at this point in time, what you can do is press done on your computer. And then this is a brand new light grip Cricut Nakapa mat. Anyway, rolling it away just because you don't want to mess around with your brand new Cricut mat destroying your stuff. All right, so if you're brand new to vinyl crafting, everything that is left over that is uncut is still usable material. So what I want you to do is take some scissors and cut out your actual cutout. This is what is no longer usable because we're going to use it for this project. This right here is still very much usable. So you can put this in a scrap pile. I have all my scraps, like cardstock scraps and acrylic scraps for my laser cutter, all right there. I reuse scrap material. Do not waste any type of material because it is kind of expensive. Now, before we assemble this, what I am going to do is weed the vinyl. Now, I have this really cool glass magnetic cutting board. I love it, especially for things like this because it comes with these like little magnets. Now, what I am going to be able to do is weed this vinyl with ease. I have to tell you, I cannot stand weeding vinyl, but having magnets is going to help the process. So I'm going to bring up one of the corners and I'm going to set my magnet down on that like opaque sheet and I'm going to keep weeding, okay? Then when I get to the other corner, I'm going to set this on my other corner. Now it's holding my thing into place so I can continue to focus on just weeding out the things that I do not want. So it weeded so much cleaner and nicer and I did not have to fight this. All right, now there's going to be like a bunch of little cutouts that you're going to need like inside the H. You just want to use your weeding tool pick and weed that stuff out. This weeding tool pick sucks. All right, we're gonna get this one. This one's a lot better. My goodness. All right, weeding is done. Yippee. So this is what your final thing is going to look like if you use the same font as me. Yes, I did lose the little dots above the eyes. Oh, I forget what they're called. I did know the name. I only know this because somebody a long time ago, when I was full-time selling on Etsy, they were like, make sure those eyes are there, those dots. And I can't remember the name of them. But anyways, I did lose the eyes, the dots in the eyes. That's okay. I'm not going to try and fight that because they are so teeny. And to be honest with you, like, can you tell that I'm missing them here? If you say yes, that's fine. That's fine. That is true. That's okay. That's fine. All right. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take some transfer tape. Notice that my transfer tape is the same size as my my vinyl decal. Also, if you really wanted to reuse your transfer tape, you totally could. Transfer tape is a reusable thing. It's not just a one-time use situation. So if you were making multiples of these with like the same name, you know, wording or whatever, you totally can just reuse your transfer tape. You don't have to use new transfer tape for every single decal. But what you want to do is take and split these up. This right here is going to be what you're going to put onto your vinyl decal. So you want to make sure that it doesn't get all wrinkly. It can get wrinkly, but I can tell you right now that I would just prefer it not to be wrinkly because it kind of makes it harder to lay onto your project. But it's going to look like this, and you just want to rub it together to where at this point in time, what you can do is take that opaque sheet and we are going to pull it away from that transfer tape. And if it doesn't want to stick, like some of my stuff is like rolling with it, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a brayer. I did have one that has like a fabric edge to it. I don't know where it's at. I actually have multiples. I have no idea where I put them. But I'm just going to rub the back of my vinyl decal, okay? And we'll rub the front too, just because for whatever reason, we are not having good adhesions today. And we are going to roll away the opaque sheet. Haha, here we go. Leaving you with your entire decal on your transfer tape. Now I already have my decal on my frame. So what you want to do is put this onto your frame just like this. It's not hard. You just got to go slow and just make sure it's straight and bloop it onto your thing. Once you're done doing that, make sure and take your vinyl, or I'm sorry, make sure you take your brayer. We're going to set this down onto, let's say that this is the frame. We're going to put this on the frame and you're going to rub. And then you are now going to take that transfer off. You see how I rubbed and now the A is on my hand? That's what you're going to want to do here. Okay, so you're going to set the vinyl down, you're going to rub it, and then you're going to peel this transfer tape up, and then you're going to be left with something that looks like this. Okay, now what we can do is we can assemble. The actual coolest part of this entire thing is going to be this layered shadow box. Now, the reason why I'm redoing this shadow box, I put the vinyl on here, so you're just gonna have to think outside the box here. But when I did this originally, I only did one layer of the adhesive. I don't think that there is enough dimension. So I'm going to do a couple layers. I think I'm going to do 2, but we'll revisit it when we get there. But 1 layer of adhesive, the foam adhesive, is going to give you something that looks like this. Not terrible, but definitely not enough depth to make it seem like the depth quality that I was looking for. So taking this is double-sided foam tape adhesive. I'm going to put a bunch of this on everywhere on the back of my cutout. Now there is some smaller portions I still want to add in that the adhesives too. So I'm going to cut my adhesive foam and I'm going to make them smaller so I can fit them towards the bottom of where the feet are. Okay, you want to make sure that when you get into those smaller portions that you're not going to be able to see any of the actual foam throughout, because I don't think that that would end up making for a very cute finished product. All right, now what you could do is, if you were going to be happy with 1 single layer of foam, I don't think that you are, but just in case, before you peel off the backing of your foam, just set this down. Yep. Just set this down onto your piece of paper and ask yourself, do you like that depth? If the answer is no, we can add more layers, okay? So I do want more layers, so I'm going to turn this around again. At this point in time, you're going to want to take your weeding tool pick again, and you're going to remove the backings off of your adhesive foam. Okay, now taking more foam, all you are going to do is you are going to lay your piece of foam on top of that first original piece of foam. If it's not perfectly aligned, that is okay, because you're never going to be able to see it. But this is just going to give you that second layer. All right, so the same thing with the first layer. If you wanted to double check to see if 2 layers was going to be enough for you, you can set this down onto your piece that you're going to glue this onto. I want to make sure. Okay, I have my adhesive backings on all these. So I'm going to set this down. And I think at this point in time, this is going to give me the depth that I was looking for. Let me just show you what 2 looks like for me. Like, I think that's going to look real good. That's going to look a lot better than the original. Okay, so now all you're going to do is now take the backing off of all of your pieces of adhesive. I don't think my brain is working like a full, like at a full speed or whatever you call it. I need to drink more coffee today, I feel. All right, my goodness. That small little one really did not want to come off. It's so hard to work with, very delicate. But you know what? A little bit of patience. It did finally come off. All right, now if you're using the same adhesive foam tapes as me, these are like strong grip adhesive foam tapes. Once you put them down, you ain't getting them back up. So you're going to want to go slow. If you need to, you can use your magnets to hold your corners down of your piece of paper. Okay, come on. There we go. Then what you want to do is line up your project as best as possible before you go setting this bad boy down. Then when you have it set down, you can just press it into play. And look at this finished project. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's not even in the frame yet, and it looks amazing. I'm going to try and peel off this vinyl just so you can see. Well, there's leftover vinyl, but you get the picture. This is the original with the leftover vinyl on top of it, and this is the next one. I feel like the depth in this one is exactly what I was been looking for. Like, it definitely comes out of the picture. Yes, looks so good. All right, put it into your frame. We size this perfectly to fit right into the frame. I am just going to add in that piece of cardboard that originally came with it, because why not? Then add in your backer. And there you have it, your finished shadow box. Does this not look amazing? So easy to do, so much fun to make. The possibilities of gift giving of this right here, or even to make for your house, is endless. And it was so quick and easy to do. And oh my goodness, am I obsessed. Oh my gosh. And we did this with one sheet of print then cut paper, 11 by 17 print then cut, y'all. Like, can you believe that? Now I need to know, how many of you already knew about this secret hidden feature that Cricut had? Did you know about it? I mean, I've used it before, but like, did you know about it? All right, y'all, I sure hope I inspired you to create and you had so much fun making this with me today, and I'll see you next time.